Hey guys, the Texas Heroes Podcast is now easier to find. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Radio Public, and everywhere you get your podcasts. Or you can also continue to listen to the Texas Heroes Podcast on the Anchor app. Just search Texas Heroes Podcast. Also, be sure to like and subscribe and rate the show. It helps me get out there to more people so more people can listen to this podcast and be involved in our community. Thanks again, guys. And remember, you can find the Texas Heroes Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you are having the best of day. It's Nathan Arredondo. I'm back with an all-new season and all-new episodes of the Texas Heroes Podcast here live from Houston, Texas. Hence the name Texas Heroes Podcast. Hope you guys are all doing great and getting through this difficult time that we are all in. I'm just like everyone else right now. I'm here at home, doing the best I can to stay quarantined, keep myself healthy and safe. It's just been a weird last couple months, guys, and we're all in this together. I know it's a worn-out phrase right now, and it's just something we're gonna have to get through. And I'm hoping that you're all doing well. I hope your families are doing well. I'm hoping that a lot of you still have your jobs or working. But yeah, it's just something that happened in the world. We can't control it, but hopefully we can get through this and we'll be stronger for it. And this podcast, getting back on this podcast has really got me something to do while we're in this quarantine. And I've been wanting to get it restarted for a while, but what better way to do it than going through this quarantine right now. So let's just get into it, guys. So not a lot of news has happened since this quarantine. I mean, there's been quite a few bit of news, but no major news, except for different stuff. First, probably biggest topic that had come up the past couple weeks is the cancellation of San Diego Comic-Con for this year. I know that a lot of us were looking forward to this convention. I myself was gonna go to the convention. I had my badge, bought my badge, was lucky enough to be able to purchase one, but unfortunately it's not going to happen this year. But that's just the way it is. It was only a matter of time before San Diego was going to cancel. Most major conventions can't have canceled. I know that my convention here in my hometown of Houston, Comicpalooza, announced a while back that they were going to cancel. It was pretty much a done deal. I figured when they stopped announcing guests for the convention, but it sucks. I mean, this could possibly be the first year without conventions since for a long time. I know conventions have been really big in these past few years with the rise of geek and pop culture, but it's just something we're going to have to get through. I do know that the one thing Comic-Con is doing is that it is offering their guests either a refund or to roll over their badges to next year's convention. So either way, some guests will either get their money back, or you can just transfer it over and you don't have to worry about trying to get badges for next year. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna transfer over, go next year, have a good time next year. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do a lot for the fans next year because of this whole thing that happened. But the last convention that I'm hoping that does not get canceled on me, but I don't know. It's still far off. It's not till September. It's Power Morphicon, the biannual Power Rangers convention out in Pasadena, California. I have my hotel reserved. I bought my badge. I just haven't bought my plane tickets yet for it. It's really hard to buy for something that you don't know if it's going to happen. But right now, that's the only convention in my mind that is I'm still up. I know a lot of fall conventions have not canceled yet, but it's just a waiting game for right now, and it's it's just a flip of the coin of whether they're going to get canceled or not. But other than that, let's move on from that. If your convention was canceled, if it's been postponed for later this year, I'm sorry, it happens. And it's affecting all of us fans who love going to these conventions, seeing these celebrities, getting to meet our favorite celebrities, buying art, collectibles, what have you. But we'll get through it. Next year, I'm pretty sure a lot of these conventions will probably go all out to make up for missing out this year. But so let's get on to some movie and pop culture news. So right off the bat, Disney did reveal a new slate for their upcoming Marvel movies. So most of these articles I'm reading off of, you can find that on Collider.com. Collider.com, they have a whole bunch of good writers, and you can go on there and read. I'll post a link to Collider.com in the description so you guys can check out these articles for yourself. But so Disney revealed a new release dates for their scheduled films from Black Widow to Thor. So a lot of you know Black Widow was originally supposed to come out this summer, but because of the situation with COVID-19, they're going to have to push that release date back. So here are the new release dates for this slate of Marvel films. So Black Widow is now set for release in November 6th of this year. The Eternals got pushed back to February 12th of 2021. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which was originally slated for the February 12th date, now moves to May 7th of 2021. And then the Doctor Strange sequel, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, was originally scheduled for the new Shang-Chi release date, but now got pushed back to November 5th of 2021. Thor Love and Thunder, which was originally supposed to come out on November 5th, 2021, is now going to be released in February of 2022. And an untitled Marvel film, which was previously slated for February 18, 2022, has been removed from the schedule. We do not know what this film was. It's just been completely removed from their schedule. And then Captain Marvel 2 is the updated title of the previous untitled Marvel film that was dated for July 29, 2022. It moves up to July 8, 2022. So that's probably the only film that has been moved up of the other Marvel films. But if you notice the pattern, it's pretty much all the films got pushed back to take over the spots of the film that was coming after it. So for the most part, Black Widow is the only one Marvel film that's coming out this year, which would be it's going to be the first time for only one Marvel film coming out. And then Eternals, looks like we're going to have 3 films in 2021 with the Eternals, Shang-Chi, and Doctor Strange. And then 2022 so far is going to be 2 Marvel films with Thor, Love and Thunder, and Captain Marvel 2. So with these new release dates, it makes sense to push all these films back, because not only that, you have to push back production and filming for these films, and it only makes sense to push all these films back at least a year so they can. I know Shang-Chi was in the middle of production when they had to shut down. I'm not sure. I think Eternals had already wrapped up before this whole situation went down. I don't know about Doctor Strange, Thor: Love and Thunder, and then of course Captain Marvel 2. None of those I believe have gone into production yet. I think they're all, at least I think Doctor Strange and Thor were both in pre-production. Do not quote me on that, but that's what I believe. But overall, these are good release dates. It's the best they can do with this whole situation that's going on right now. But we, as fans, are just being happy that these films are still looking to get released in theaters. I know a lot of films are being pushed to straight to VOD right now. But like Sonic and Bloodshot and the most recently released Trolls film have all been pushed to VOD, and that actually kind of let's kind of segue into that one. The latest film to be pushed to VOD is the new Scooby Doo movie titled Scoob. This one is going to go straight to VOD to help WB court families. So let's see. It's going to go straight to a digital platform starting on May 15th. It'll be available for 48-hour rental for the newly adopted industry standard cost of $20. It's $19.99, but $20, pretty much $20 and some change. And then if you want to, for $5 more, you can actually just buy the film. I was wondering that too because I know when I rented the Trolls World Tour, which is I think a good family film, I think a lot of you should check it out. Some really good music in it as well. But at first, when I was checking it out and considering maybe renting one of these films, I just dawned upon me, like, why would I be paying $20 to see a film that normally I would pay maybe less than $10 or at $10 to see in the theaters? But it makes sense. But I honestly believe if you're paying like $20 just to rent a movie, you should be able to watch it for more than just 48 hours. I believe at least should be like a week that you can watch it and then hopefully be able to, just something you can come back to and watch. But, it's out there, $20 if you want to rent it. So look out for Scoob coming to VOD on May 15th for your watching pleasure. Other movie news. So DC also, of course, a lot of the Batman got delayed, and so while they were in mid-production, so it was officially going to be that they were going to be delayed. But they also released new dates for their delayed movies as they kind of reshuffle their schedule a little bit here. So in this article on Collider.com, which you can all read. So they're saying that per Variety, Warner Brothers has moved the Batman's release date from June 25th of 2021 to October 1st of 2021. It says it's unclear that the studio hopes are in regard to getting things back on track for the Batman, including the resumption of the filming over in the UK. Additionally, Warner Brothers has given a new release dates to fellow DC films, The Flash and Shazam 2. The long-in-production Flash feature has been given a new release date of June 2nd, 2022. It's being pushed up from its original date of August 1st. And then Shazam 2 is now set for release on November 4th, 2022, after having an original release date of April 1st, 2022. So, it makes sense. DC doesn't have as many films in their lineup right now. I know that Wonder Woman got pushed back. I don't know about the Suicide Squad. I'm pretty sure that one's also is going to get pushed back. It's just a matter of when. Excuse me there. But yeah, I mean, the Batman is, as far as I know, the only DC film that was currently in production, as a lot of these films and TV shows were starting to get pushed and delayed and shut down production. So seeing these new release dates for these films is nothing. It's not strange and it's not crazy, but it's something we can expect to see coming forward. I know many films are pushing back production or releases. But if you notice, a lot of the films that were scheduled to come out around these couple months to start off the summer are going straight to VOD. It's kind of sucks. The movie industry has been hurt really badly by this whole COVID-19 situation, and it's unfortunate for a lot of these people who work in this industry because it hurts their jobs. They can't really work. Films that they were supposed to go in either got shut down immediately or scrapped, and it's a sucky situation, and I feel bad for them. But overall, it's to be expected. We we can only assume that we'll hopefully be able to see all these films in theaters soon. But, it's only hopeful wishing, and, you know, I, for one, definitely would like to see all of these films in the theater. I know the future films, especially the ones that are about 1 to 2 years out, we will definitely be able to catch in theaters. It's just these upcoming films, you don't know, especially with the way the world is right now. It's hard to tell because, I know now a lot of states are starting to push plans for slowly easing everybody out of quarantine, and which is good. I mean, I would love to get out of my house and go back to work, but it's like, what can you actually expect? Is everything gonna go back to normal when we come out of quarantine? How badly hurt are the theater chains? I know AMC is in a bad place right now. Apparently, it only seems to be AMC. I haven't heard anything about Regal or Cinemark or any of the other theaters. It just seems to be AMC that's the one that's hurting the most right now. And I don't know. Maybe the others are too, but it's just AMC's the biggest chain right now, and that's the one we hear the most about. But, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that we'll be back in theaters in the next year or so watching these films, or do you think VOD films are the way to go for the next year or so? Let me know in the comments below, or in your comments, or just spread your opinion around. So speaking of Warner Brothers and their movies and delays, they also announced the launch of their new streaming service, HBO Max. HBO Max finally gets a launch date and reveals the first trailer for original series. So if you don't know what HBO Max is the new online streaming service from HBO. Well, I believe Warner Media's direct-to-consumer streaming service. Pretty much anything, like, this is all this is the library which it includes. So you'll get stuff from Warner Brothers, New Line, DC, CNN, TNT, TBS, True TV, Turner Classic Movies, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Crunchyroll for your anime pleasure, guys, Rooster Teeth, Looney Tunes, and more. You can also go to hbomax.com to see any more details about that. So they did launch a whole bunch of trailers for the show, like Love Life starring Anna Kendrick, On the Record, the new version of the Looney Tunes cartoons, the Not Too Late Show with Elmo, and a whole bunch of other shows, and plus the library of movies and TV shows like Big Bang Theory, How I Met Your Mother, Friends, all those different types of shows. But I think the biggest price point, speaking of price point, people wanted to know is how much it's going to cost for me to watch HBO Max. From what I saw, the starting price is $14.99, which is, I believe, right around what you pay for Netflix. So you pretty much would be paying another Netflix subscription for HBO Max. I heard that if you're an AT&T customer, there might be a deal for HBO Max. I know if you already have HBO Now or Go, you'll have access to it. But I don't know. They haven't said anything about if you already have, my family, we still have cable and we pay for HBO. If you have that and you pay for HBO's subscription, do you get access to HBO Max, which they haven't said. What I might do, I'm pretty sure what I might do is just do a trial, see what they offer, see if it's worth it. I'm pretty sure that they are going to see a high influx of subscriptions when they launch because it's another streaming service, and especially with people being at home, it, having another streaming service where you have entertainment to watch stuff is going to be a good thing for them. So I just don't know. I mean, it's the streaming wars. I hate to say it, but the streaming wars have definitely started, and it's here. We got HBO now, Netflix. Uh, we have NBC's streaming service Peacock coming soon. There's Disney Plus. You got Amazon Prime, Hulu. Uh, it's getting crazier and crazier, and eventually people are just going to be paying for it's pretty much eventually you're going to be paying for a cable subscription again because with all these different streaming services. I mean, you even got CBS All Access. So I don't know. It's going to be it's a hard sell for me on HBO Max, especially like it's the price. The price is what's getting me. It's like the reason why Disney Plus is so appealing is their price. Their price was perfect. I pay pretty much the same price point for Crunchyroll, Funimation, and Disney Plus. I think my most expensive service is Netflix, but other than that, it's like I don't know if I want to pay another $15 for another streaming service. But if they have shows on there that I'm interested in, I mean, why not? But right now, it's a lot of these shows that they're showing just doesn't like appeal to me. I mean, I watched Looney Tunes when I was a kid. Not I was. I mean, it was fun, but it's just not something I'm really into. That Legendary didn't really catch me. Love Life, I get it. It's just there's no show there that's appealing. That's the biggest issue I have with. I mean, yeah, you have all the your catalog of shows and movies, but come on. I mean, the biggest appeal to getting Disney Plus was watching The Mandalorian, watching the final season of the Clone Wars, which is honestly the last episode was probably the best of the season so far. Getting it's just like if that's the case, like how about announcing like, oh, this movie will go straight into HBO Max for you to watch, like. If it's Warner Media, like if you get like if you have HBO Max, will Scoob automatically be in HBO Max for you to watch after it's been released on video on demand? So it's tough to it's tough. I don't know. I mean, the DC stuff is appealing, but I don't want to just pay $15 just to watch DC stuff. It's just. It's gonna be still a tough sell for me. There's no real big show that they've announced that's gotten me hooked or into getting this subscription. So they're gonna have to show me something, a show or a movie or something to like say, hey, this show is gonna be on HBO Max. It's gonna be exclusive to this streaming service. If you want to watch it, you got to get our service. Start now. So they don't have that yet, and that's what makes me real hesitant about getting this subscription. I'm pretty sure I will do the free trial or whatever, however they do their free trial, but it's still tough. It's a tough sell for me. But yeah, so HBO Max launches its launch date, announces its launch date, announces the price. So what about you guys? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna get HBO Max? Are you gonna check it out? Are you interested? Are you not interested? Or you just don't care about HBO Max streaming. So speaking of streaming, so if you have Disney Plus, you already know about The Mandalorian and how season 2 I think is scheduled to be released later this year. Let's see. Yeah, so the season 2 wrapped up just right before this whole COVID-19 stuff went down. So that means we will be getting season 2 this year. But let's see. I think it's scheduled to release later this year in the fall. But what's surprising is that it was recently announced yesterday that season 3 is already in the works at Disney Plus. It seems that Jon Favreau has decided, or not decided, but has already been working and running ideas about season 3, and he's been thinking about this for a long time, and it makes sense. Right now, The Mandalorian is their most successful thing on Disney Plus. Aside from the fact that you're able to watch Frozen 2, Onward, all these Disney films that were supposed to come out this past couple. Well, Frozen 2 came out last year, but it went straight to HBO, Disney Plus right away in light of this whole COVID-19 situation. And of course, Onward went straight to Disney Plus because it had a very short theater run. But I'm just really happy that we will be getting season 2 of Mandalorian. I thought season 1 was very good, and I can't wait to look forward. I look forward to seeing season 2, but hearing that season 3 is already in the works is not surprising. I hope they kind of have an end game for this. Usually with most streaming shows, there is an end game. They really don't have that many seasons because they are able to do storytelling a lot better than, like, say, regular network shows, like your CSIs, NCISs, Law and Order, stuff like that. But I'm really curious about season 2, but I'm even more curious to know what in season 2 is going to lead us into what's going to happen for season 3. It's crazy times right now, guys. The way the streaming service is, getting us more and more curious with these shows. And, Mandalorian was definitely a highlight for me last year. I thought it was a really good show. And it was definitely worth getting Disney Plus just to watch it. So, hopefully this new season will be better than the previous season, which you always hope for. You always hope that the following season is better than the first season because that means they improved on the product. But yeah, season 3 of The Mandalorian. What do you guys think about them already having it in the works without season 2 even airing yet? It's going to be crazy. So, last bit of news, I guess, that came out excuse me, yesterday is that Sony did release a teaser of the sequel to Venom, which starring Tom Hardy, and they did confirm that the film is still coming out, and they revealed the title, and that the title is real. So the new title for the Venom sequel is Venom: Let There Be Carnage. And if you haven't seen Venom, it's alright. I mean, it's definitely not the best comic book movie out there, but it's okay. It can be a fun time if you let it. So, Venom: Let There Be Carnage is scheduled to be released in June of 2021, so next year. It's starring Tom Hardy, and I believe that it's also being directed by who's the director? Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is the director of this film. Looks like Woody Harrelson will be coming back as Cassidy, who, as you know, in the comics becomes Venom, or not Venom, Carnage. And of course, Tom Hardy is playing Eddie Brock, aka Venom. It's not the biggest headline out there. It's just something I wanted, I thought talk about, get out there and see how things are going. But overall, I believe it's worth noting. I mean, I know people love the film. I know that they thought it was very good, or it was really enjoyable for them. But, to to each their own on what they like. I thought it was okay. It's not the best. Seriously, it is not the best film in the world. But it is watchable. I mean, there's some. I mean, the plot is very but other than that, it's nice to know that there's a film that's still coming out. They're still telling us, hey, movies aren't going away. They're still coming out. It's just we're gonna have to rearrange some stuff. So, with that all said, that's pretty much all the movie, TV, streaming, pop culture stuff out there. Um, I know with this whole situation that sports has definitely took a big hit. We should be in the middle. We should be at the start of the NBA playoffs. Same thing with hockey, and baseball should probably be about. It should be in its second month of the season, but unfortunately, that's not happening. But I will say, if you are definitely into esports or you need some kind of sports to watch, or not sports, but something to watch where you got people competing against each other, Overwatch League is still happening. They still are going. It's just everything else online. You don't get to see the players. You still get commentators. You still everything. So we do have some matchups going on this weekend for you guys to watch. All these matches are happening on Saturday and Sunday. So I'll give you a breakdown of the matches for this weekend. So we got the Seoul Dynasty taking on the Hangzhou Spark. That's 3 a.m. my time. I don't know what time it's yours. But, excuse me. Because these first couple of games are all on the, why they were playing so early is because, of course, Seoul is in South Korea, and then, of course, Hangzhou is in China. So they're like way ahead of us. So it's afternoon, mid morning for them over there. So that's why you'll hear some of these early morning times. And then if you're not, these are all times scheduled towards me because I live Central Time here in Texas. But if you're on the East Coast, it's 3 a.m. here. It's going to be 4 a.m. over there, 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the East Coast, and then I believe 1 a.m. over on the West Coast. So, just figure out you can go to overwatchleague.com. I'm pretty sure the times will be set to you. So, after that, then we have the Hangzhou Charge taking on the Shanghai Dragons, followed by the New York Excelsior taking on the Chengdu Hunters, and then we have Atlanta Reign taking on the Philadelphia Fusion, San Francisco Shock, and Los Angeles Valiant close out the day for Saturday. And then on Sunday, we have Hangzhou Spark taking on the Chengdu Hunters, Shanghai Dragons taking on the Seoul Dynasty, Hangzhou Charge taking on New York Excelsior, Florida Mayhem taking on Boston Uprising, and of course the Battle of Texas closes out Sunday with Houston Outlaws taking on the Dallas Fuel. Now the Houston Outlaws, they did start off really bad this season. I'm not going to lie, but it seems like they're turning things around. They're playing a lot better. They're winning their matches. So it's crazy to think, but just to give you a clear idea right now. So right now, I don't know how far into the season we are, but so far, Seoul Dynasty is in first place in the rankings right now. Only because they're 2-0. They haven't played a lot of games. They just barely got started. So that's why you'd be like, well, how come these other teams are under them, but they have better records? Well, it's because they're 2-0. They're undefeated. They haven't lost a game yet. So you got Seoul Dynasty, Philadelphia Fusion, Shanghai Dragons, New York Excelsior, Atlanta Reign, San Francisco Shock, London Spitfire, Paris Eternal, Vancouver Titans, and then the Los Angeles Gladiators round out the top 10. So those are the teams right now. Right now, playoffs are looking like this. You got Seoul Dynasty and Philadelphia Fusion as the conference leaders. Other teams currently in playoff positions are the Shanghai Dragons, New York Excelsior, Atlanta Reign, and San Francisco Shock. So the playoff format has changed for the Overwatch League. And then it's gonna be different. So, excuse me. So basically, the top teams in each conference automatically make it in, and then you have following the four other, the other two teams in the conference also get in, and then you have a play-in for the playoffs, and then you have a small tournament where the last two teams will make it into the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting. So that's everything going on with the Overwatch League. If you want any more information on the Overwatch League, you can always go to the website, overwatchleague.com, see everything there. Other than that, that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today on the Tech Series Podcast. I really appreciate it. I hope you all are doing well out there. Please stay safe. You don't have to. Don't go anywhere. Stay home. Enjoy some time catching up on movies, TV shows, what have you. Enjoy being around your family. Spread the love. Can help donate some of these fundraisers to your local food bank. Do whatever you can, and then, guys, we will get through this. This is not the end of the road. We are gonna see a light at the end of the tunnel. It's coming. It's not coming as fast as we would like, but it is coming. And again, I wish you all nothing but safety and healthiness. And please stay home, stay safe. It saves lives. And I will talk to you guys next time on a brand new episode of the Tech Series Podcast here on Anchor. Thank you so much for listening. I am Nathan Aragona, and I will see you guys next week. And remember, guys, anyone can be a hero, especially to those people in the front lines helping everybody in this terrible situation. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next week.